Have you ever seen a pond covered in green gook? It may be cyanobacteria, commonly called blue-green algae. It relies on warmth and sun to grow and has become invasive as area ponds and surrounding concrete drainage areas continue to see a rise in their overall temperature. Cyanobacteria can have potential neurotoxins, which are problematic to water, people, and animals. PCN stopped into a citizen training put on by the Environmental Protection Agency that came to the Jones River landing to teach people how to test area ponds and keep tabs on the bacteria levels.
Today we have a workshop here at Jones River Landing Environmental Heritage Center. The EPA, Hillary Snook from EPA, who is an expert in water quality issues and cyanobacteria blooms, is offered to do a workshop for South Shore watershed associations and towns. So we have Plymouth and Halifax and Kingston and Pembroke here, volunteer groups, and this is a hands-on training. Volunteers can learn how to identify cyanobacteria blooms in their local ponds and take samples and be able to report those to the town and the state and the federal agencies.
One of our big areas of study is cyanobacteria blooms, which are a national and global health threat and threat to public water supplies, public health risk. So what we're trying to do is educate the public. They're starting to become more aware of cyanobacteria and harmful algal blooms and what kind of risk they pose to human health and animals, as well as drinking water supplies. So this program is designed not only to educate people, but to engage people through citizen science, to actually start collecting data and information, which helps us as scientists across the state, across the region, across the country and beyond, to really gather more information to really understand this problematic issue.
The risks vary. They can be mild, such as skin rashes. They could be respiratory problems. But the biggest concern is if there are toxins. And they can be a neurotoxin. They can go into the liver, the heart, the brain, and they're not always there. So that's the mystery part. And so it's important to test and keep an eye out for that.
I've been all over New England with this so far, with these training programs. The South Shore is an interesting area because there's a lot of kettle ponds, lakes, water bodies that don't have an inlet, don't have an outlet, except through groundwater seepage. So when problems occur, they're hard to correct and alleviate.
For about a decade now, we've been following the cyanobacteria blooms, which everyone called algae at first, and then we learned about blue-green algae, and now we realize that the proper term is cyanobacteria. And it does have numerous public health impacts, and the water bodies are connected. So we're also very concerned that our water, which is a tributary to surface waters, will go from the Monpont ponds in Halifax over to Silver Lake. So that's what really helped form a partnership between Kingston, the Jones River Watershed Association, watching out for Silver Lake, watching out for the city of Brockton. We want their water to be healthy, in addition to our water bodies being open for recreational use.
Hopefully they'll walk away with a better understanding of the issues surrounding cyanobacteria, the importance of learning more about it and educating themselves as far as public health risks, effects to their water supplies, and also hopefully getting them to engage in participating in this program. We really embrace the public because state, federal agencies don't have enough resources anymore to have eyes on the ground and really see what's going on. So this is a huge benefit if we get the public's engagement in it.
We are really encouraged by the response. We have town officials here and we have a lot of volunteers, and I think it's really telling that people are willing to step up in a time when funding can be short and these things are really difficult, and people are willing to get out and solve problems in their own community.